everyone. Hello, my lovelies. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Hello. Am I live? Please tell me I'm live. I haven't done a live stream for a very, very, very long time. So fingers crossed. Everything is working. You can hear me. Although we actually have... Oh, fantastic. Okay. You can tell I feel kind of new at this. It's been about a year since I've actually done a live stream on any live streaming service. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? A woman in STEM. That's right. She's here. Science, technology, engineering, and magic. No, I'm not a magician. Could you imagine? That'd be quite upsetting. Is my audio volume good for everyone? Or does she need to be elevator? Toot, toot, toot. Anyway, let me know what you think. Hello, everyone. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Connor. Hello, Kate. Hello, Charlie Lizard. Ms. Kiss, Jessica Naylor. 3 eggs. We have 3 eggs in the stream, in case you didn't know. Hello, Supshan. Rioma, Ryu, Novimpia. Yes. Hello, Nex. It's a little quiet, is it? What about if I do this? She's a little quiet woman, is she? This is the thing. When you do live streams, when you test, and when you actually get them to do their thing, quite often, it's a very different experience. How do I increase your volume? What would that be? Is it the compressor? No, it's not. Is it an equalizer? No, gain. There we go. That's what we're doing. Right, we'll put her up by 10. Is that better? 10 decibels? I'm not actually a lizard. Well, I'd be quite impressed if you were a lizard on YouTube. Much better. Okay, very good. All right, that's hopefully the only little piece of audio issues that we have all day. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be nice. She's the way I am, yeah. Hello, Louis. Hello. By the way, I am going to make you a moderator. That's my boyfriend, everyone, in case you are wondering. Hide user on this channel. Put user in timeout. Block. Yeah. There you go. What's this? I'm going to put you standard moderator. You can also be a standard moderator. Why not? Treat yourself. Don't go crazy. Well, my lovelies. Hello. Welcome to Luxeria Labs. This is the first ever live stream I'm doing on this second channel. If you've been following me for a while, you will know that I am a huge person. I'm very much into my photography and technology. Those are things that I don't really get often to talk about on my main channel, which is why I have started this one. Hopefully today, during this live stream, what I'm going to do is edit a couple of the pictures that I took today and yesterday for an upcoming video on this channel, another episode of Can AI Make a Viral Video? We just don't know. So yes, that is what we are doing today. I am going to be using Lightroom to try and go through a couple of pictures and see if anything is worthwhile for this channel. That's basically what we're doing. It is very warm. Do you know, I always forget how instantly hot it becomes as soon as you start streaming or speaking. It's like, oh my God, immediately on fire, girls. And my house is flooded. It's been a lovely journey. It has, yeah. Sorry, that sounded really sarcastic. It's not. I have to remember I'm live and I can't just allow my echolalia to run wild. Right, we've got nearly 100 people in here, which is amazing for a first ever live stream on a brand new platform that I've... Brand new platform? Yeah, YouTube, brand new. No one knows what it is. Very underground. Very underground, yeah. Right, why is my Instagram like, no, I can't post a story. How will anyone know I'm live if... Right, so because we are on a new channel, obviously I've had my previous channel for not 2 girls, 1 cup. Oh, Connor, have you not heard the news about Susan? You need to Google Susan YouTube and understand, unfortunately. So we can't make that joke anymore. No, it's very distasteful now. So, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Yes, brand new YouTube, brand new. Nobody's ever heard of it. Oh, yes, that's right. Because this is a new channel, I don't know if I've done a lot of moderation in these live chats for like keywords, hate words, any of that. So on my other channel, if I go live, I know that no hate's going to make it through because I've built it up over years and I've got moderators and the such. So we might have a little bit of like infiltrator of 1 or 2 people being like, oh my God, Tesla, and the such like. So we have to be a community here and expel them. I can't believe 2 Girls 1 Cup has just finished bridal plasty. Stop it. Oh, look who it isn't. Speak of the gates. Here she is. Hello, Roly. How are you doing, lovely? Right, I guess we should probably get on to doing some editing, shouldn't we? Because I can imagine someone will discover this video on this channel in like a week's time being like, how do I edit things for Lightroom? Yeah, I want to watch this 2-hour-long tutorial. And it's just me screaming into the void. So, well, I guess I'm not screaming to nobody, though. You're all in the void with me. Isn't that nice? Got to have a hobby, haven't you? Right, I haven't used streaming software in such a long time. I've sort of forgotten what I'm doing. So I've designed an entirely new setup for it. So did everybody like this, by the way? Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? Isn't it cute? A little bit of Photoshop for you there. Right, let's see if this works. What does that heart thing do? Very TikTok. It's just like, you just like the video. I don't think it does anything. Hello, Amber. Hello, Orion Luna Leo. Yes, right. Here. Does this work? Oh, she functions. Oh, that's nice. Nice when it works, isn't it? Can you still hear me? Hello. A whispered woman. Locked. Locked in the basement. I sort of... Is the background music loud enough? Da, da, da. Or do we want it a bit louder? Should probably move my mic, shouldn't I? Because I feel like it's going to be right in the way there. On the game. Although if I'm talking that way. Oh. I've not streamed for ages. I don't know what the correct placement for everything is. If I move my mic further away, I'm going to get very upset with it, aren't I? Right, okay. I don't really need my keyboard for editing in Lightroom, do I? Oh, I probably do, don't I? Okay, so... Can focus on your voice with lower music. It is sick, though. A sick woman. It's funny, isn't it, how sick can be, like, very bad and also very good. You could be like, that's a sick woman, that is. And it can mean several things. You can be like, she's actually really unwell and she needs the hospital. It could be, oh my God, that is the most woman I've ever seen. Or it could be, what a hideous woman, get her away from me. Why don't you crush the microphone into the carpet? It would be a very expensive hobby. Although I do love a microphone. So, all right, these are the pictures I have taken today, everybody. Maybe we can choose a couple to edit together. Together, mummy, together. Do it together. Roly girl, no. Belinda girl! Don't get me started on Belinda. I just love the name Belinda. Oh, in a shocking twist of events, though, my lovelies. Delisa from internet fame Delisa Girls was, in fact, the winner of season 2 of The Swan. DM'd me the other day, being like, thank you for covering our show. Delisa Girls, the real one. Delisa Girl. The side ponytail is giving... It's very... My hair is very thin at the moment, though. I don't know what's happened. I'm having a bit of a hormonal change. The change of life at 35. Because look how thin that is. That is a pathetic... Like, look. This is all the hair on my head. That's so bad. So bad. But you know what? We persevere, don't we? I'm sure it's because 2 years ago, I lost a load of hair from the shock of my FFS. So up here is a lot thicker, as you can see. And like down here, it has yet to grow back in. So, yeah. That's true, yes. I very much, yes. Can she do an interview? The thing is, Rachel from season 1 also reached out to me. And I should really involve them, shouldn't I? I've got loads of like, I just get nervous when I talk to people in like a serious thing from serious people from serious TV. And so I'm always like, yeah, I'll do it. And then like, it gets closer and my panic kicks in and I'm like, I can't do it. Even though I can interview people, like I interviewed Dr. Gary Linkov for my channel and I managed to do okay. It's just like, Soup Shen, the best thing you can do is practice. if you want to get into video editing, I would say now that we have a lot more shorts-based and shorts-focused technology, you can learn a lot by creating short content, I think. I'm pretty old school. I learned doing long-form YouTube. But now with short form, I think you could probably learn how to make like quick, fast videos from shorter videos. I think it'd be cute. And then you can move that into freelance work and then into industry work if you want. So this is where I was today. Today I went with my dad to a walk to a place called Cookmere Haven, which if you watched one of the last videos here on the Chanel, that's where I went because... What was that video? It wasn't AI, was it? It was testing my old vintage lens, which is ironically what I got for today. So let's have a little scroll through some of these pictures. So it's a nice horse, little horse and some people. It was very busy and sunny. So these are all raw files. You can see I actually don't know if you can see it. This is very small up here, this information. It's the metadata from my camera. She's allergic to being serious. I am. It's funny that, isn't it? Do you know what I love at the moment? This phrase where, like, someone on Drag Race won't be very good. And they're like, oh, she's allergic to serving. I think that's so funny. I love our community so much. They're very quirky. Oh, God. Has AI gone too far? It certainly has. Thank you, Supshen. Honestly, best place to start is watching YouTube videos on how to start. That's the best place to start. Next, this is Lightroom. This isn't Lightroom Classic. This is just Lightroom from the Adobe Creative Suite. I'm a bit more interested in learning a bit more about Classic because I actually started editing and doing photo work in Lightroom Classic. I started my photography journey. For those that don't know, I actually have a foundation degree in photography. It was going to be my like full career. And then lots of things happened in life and it didn't quite go that way. So, yes, I've got a nice horse. Is it in focus? It might not be. This was taken on... Yeah, it's a little bit fluffy, as you can see around the edge. I don't know how sharp you're going to be able to see on the stream here. But, oh, I didn't even put my camera in 60 frames per second. Just pretend it's cinema, 24 frames per second. A little bit soft focus, but that's fine. What's this lady doing? She's casting a spell. Oh, that is really soft focus. Look at that. We've got fringing. We've got haze, heat haze, all sorts. Oh, that's going to be fun. Love that. This might be completely unusable. Okay, we've got a field of thistles, I believe they are. I learned from Rowley the other day. Thistles. Yes. No, Louis, I only have 1 degree. I have 1 bachelor's and 1 foundation. Why did I think you were the blonde? I was the blonde in that picture. I thought you took it. Yeah, forgot. I can't actually make cameras float nearby and beyond me, sadly. Not yet, anyway. I have a degree in foundation. Yes, makeup foundation. I'm not particularly interested in some of these shots. Not going to lie. That is so out of focus. What was I focusing on there? Am I zoomed in? What was I doing? I always feel like the first few pictures you take are always a bit rubbish of the shoot day because you kind of need to like warm yourself up, warm the eye, warm your like shooting fingers up. The amount of times I'm going to say shoot in this entire stream, I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube's like, no, naughty. How much did the editing program cost? Jenny Pearl, there are free alternatives to this. If you search for open source Lightroom alternative on Reddit, you'll get people really be able to give you like free options. This one I pay a monthly fee for because obviously I do YouTube as well. That includes all of Adobe's programs. It's not cheap. Really isn't cheap. Very, very stressful, annoyingly, but it's a business expense for me because obviously I edit lots of video, lots and lots. This is Lightroom, everybody. Affinity Photo. That's a good one. Yes, that was the one I was thinking of. I couldn't actually think of it. There's also GIMP. I know. Awful. GIMP. We got some sheeples. Little sheep. What is that, a scarecrow? Oh, no, it's just people. Look at this. How are they? Oh, there must be a track there that I didn't see. Look at the little sheep. Little dreamy sheep. Fluffy little clouds. Nibbling. Nibble, nibble. These are all raw files, which is why they're kind of a bit grey until we start to pull some of the colours back. I'm not really interested in that. Oh, the little pipe. Someone said I want to see the pipe pics. I'm interested. We're not doing show pipe on stream, though. We're not doing that. Hello, Erin Gorgeous. It's been ages since I've been on live stream as well. Thank you for being here, my lovely. Thank you, thank you. Welcome. I'm Fortra. I wonder if I'm too old to learn a new skill like this. I would never say that, Sarah. I would never say. I thought I'm a bit of a stickler for gaping orifice. No, I'm a bit of a stickler for, the way that I know is always the best, and that's not technically always true. There's always room to learn new things. Might take you a little bit longer, takes me a little bit longer sometimes, but always room to learn new things. The brain is a sponge forever. What's that? What do I like this one? Oh, this could be quite bijou, couldn't it? I don't know how to explain this, but when I do photography, there's always like the one. In my mind, there's like the one. I will see an image and I'm like, that's it. That's what I'm going to carry on with. I'm going to carry on with editing or moving up or doing something with that one. I can't really explain it. It's like a medium clairvoyance. A medium-sized shoe. Yeah, I think, okay, so we'll mark that one. I'm going to pick a few because I don't really know how long I'm going to be on stream for. And I don't really know how long I'm going to edit for. So that's the first one I'm going to edit. I'm going to go through and see some other ones though. Oh yeah, there was this cute little dragonfly. No photos of Auntie Richard, no. Don't dox my dad on stream, please, Louis, thank you. I had a nice look at this dragonfly on this little chalk. A little bit of flint. That could be quite fun. Basking in the sunshine. Hello, James McDade. How you doing, love? Hello, Poe Walsh. Are you a relation to Louis Walsh? Did it hurt to get your tattoo done? I'm thinking of getting a tattoo and I'm a sucker for pain. Under here, terrible. Could feel it all the way across here. It was really painful. But, like everywhere else, it's fine. Honestly, really not that much. The grass looks like it's going through the water through the pipe. Well, she might be onto something there. You know when you've got it, absolutely that. And I always think sometimes you take the best picture right at the end of the day as well. And I know that I did take a nice one today, right at the end. So hopefully, when we get to that, we can see that one. The point of today, I took my dad out to teach him, I gave him one of my old cameras, the Canon 700D, which is what I used to use for YouTube back in the day to film. I gave him that camera and I was like, come on, we're going to go out and we're going to take some photos of things to try and come up with some ideas. I think I'm going to take that one. So I've got an upcoming project that I'm working on, and it's about wildlife. I am shocked to announce, why is wildlife impossible to find in the UK? I've been on like several shoots now, on location to go and find wildlife. It's all gone. All gone. No wildlife anywhere. I was very surprised. A couple of bugs and bees, and that's it. And I'm like, ugh. Connor, this one's also taken with a vintage lens. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, yes. Dropped your camera on your face. Oh, no! There is nothing like a panic of dropping a camera, because you're like, time slows down. I don't mind dropping a vintage... Oh, I do mind dropping a vintage lens. I don't mind dropping an old lens, should I say. One of the ones that are, like, mass-produced second-hand, because they're not too much. All the wildlife is in London. Yeah, isn't it just? It's all at the zoos. Oh, this is quite cute. There's a thoroughfare to some sheep. You've got there's a lot of like perspective going through the magic. I feel a bit like an art teacher. Come along, children. Come along, everybody. Right, in today's episode of What's Going On Here, describe this in 3 photos. Bugs are wildlife. You are quite right. I just wanted something like a squirrel or a mouse or something, and I just couldn't. Oh no, so this is a river. This is Cuckmere Haven, the river. Little bit of knowledge here. In high school, I must have been about 12, we did something called Activities Week at the end of the year, which is where, like, there's no teaching and you just go off and do activities. We had kayaking in Cuckmere Haven, and this is the river that I went kayaking on 23 years ago. Oh, how upsetting. So, yes, unfortunately, there's like loads of green sludge. I think the alginate is getting a bit much. So, there's also a little peeping Tom here. Look at the little peeping Tom. Peeping Tom. The full name of a peeping Tom is a peeping Tomitha. There she is. We could do that one. Do you know what? We'll flag it anyway and call it a maybe. Alright, what do we have next? More peeping Toms. Yes, there is a lot more wildlife up north. You're quite right about that. It's a ding-dong, is it? Thank you. Sarah, would you recommend a good, reasonable price camera for learning? Yes, I would actually say go second-hand and go more advanced. So look for advanced SLRs from 2008 to 2012, something like that. You can get some really good priced cameras, good quality ones for really good prices as well. I have a Canon 5D Mark II somewhere. I don't actually know where she is. Oh, she's in here. Hang on, let me get my briefcase. My briefcase, which is full of cameras. This one, is it that one? No, it's not that one. This one is a Canon 5D Mark II, and I picked it up for £200. And this was industry standard for photographers for a good 5 years, from 2008 to 2013, maybe even a bit later. It's one of my favorite cameras ever, and all EF lenses fit on it. So yes, that's a good place to start. Looking for pro cameras or advanced cameras, but secondhand. Oh, and then it sort of doesn't matter if you kind of make mistakes whilst learning because you haven't spent lots, like a huge chunk of money on a brand new thing. When that came out, that was like £2,000. So, yeah. Hello, Steffi Tech Love. Busy woman on the go. Yes, thank you, Sarah. Yes. Right, back to selecting some pictures. I kind of like these ones, but I'm not besotted with them. I'm not like, we're simply. Although, they are quite cute, aren't they? Did I mark that one? Did I mark that one? I did. Right, I've done one of those ones, so we don't need two of them. Right, we've got close-up little macro shots of this hideous creature. What's that, a thistle? It's a thistle, I think, isn't it? Where's Mr. Biscuits? He's currently sitting in the other room with my dad. Since, at the moment, I'm living with my dad before I leave the country. It's kind of like an in-betweeny space for now. My dog is obsessed with my dad. Obsessed. I think it's because he just gives him so much attention and love at all times of the day and night. Not saying I don't, but he's the favourite, clearly. It's the last dandelion of the season. It is, yeah. A dandelion. Do I like these ones? Am I that interested? I'm not that interested. Although that's quite sweet, isn't it? Do you know what? No. Okay. Oh, we got people in a boat. Boating. Oh, definitely not. Oh dear, the sky's blown out. No. What we got here? No, not interesting enough. Although that's an interesting. Why do the people in the foreground look smaller than this person in the background? Why does this person look is this just me, or does this person look gigantic compared to these people who are actually closer to me and should be larger? I guess these people are. Something about this perspective makes it look like a huge person. Like a titan. Odd. Why did you choose the name Biscuit? I don't know. It came to me in a dream once. Like, I don't know where you're from, Dan, but in the UK, biscuits are like cookies. So yeah, I just always thought that he looked a bit like a custard cream. It was going to be between biscuit or waffle. Waffles. How can you tell if the sky is blown? There's no blue. And there was blue sky today. I could have used an ND filter, I guess, but no time for all that. This was just a play around day. Oh, look, a secret bus. We got little sheepies, sheepy wigs. Am I that interested in these sheep? No. No. Not that much. I've got other ones, better ones, surely, coming up. Oh, the music's getting a bit... Drama. Drama. Drama, drama, drama. Hello, Jade Williams, my love. Hello. I knew a dog that looked like Biscuit. Clementine! That's very sweet. I like that. Little bisquish. In case I missed you leaving something, are you leaving this up? I am, Sarah. Yes, I'm leaving this live. Yes. I am, yes. Okay, we got people again. Oh, those are quite cute little houses, aren't they? Oh, they're very, very, very... not the focal point of this image, though. Oh, I should have changed the focus. Oh, I guess that's a bit better. That's more like it. Am I interested enough? Don't think I am. Oh, there's... See, that's what the sky should look like. The Wooloos! Wooloos were spotted, girl! The EOS 600D, I think it's good for stills. 100%. I think it's 12 megapixels, isn't it? Or it might be 14. Or is it 16? 12 or 16? Got some oh, here we go. So there was this hideous bird. I don't know what it was called, but look at it. Actually, it's quite pretty. It's got a bit of an angelic glow. I could have taken so much better than that, though. Like, I don't want it just, like, nestling in... This man again in the background. He's huge. The size of him. A giant. It's not a swan. I think it's called, Oh, it begins with E. An egret. There you go. That's the one. A gigantic wig. There you go. The Swan Girls. Delisa. No, let's see if we've got anything better, shall we? No. Why have I got him just... This is... See, this is the struggles of being in daylight and not quite being able to see your... Like, look at that. That is a terrible example of wildlife photography. I do need to say, yeah, photographing the giant man. Ah, that's nice. Yeah, really happy with that. Very, very proud. Should we put it in a gallery? Shall we? A beautiful. Hello, Sam Bosch. Thank you, my love. The knave, the ladle. Oh, it's just not... I'm not into it now. Oh, that's a jump scare. Why did I think that was nice? A wig is. It's literally that. This here is a wig in the field. Just like a wig. That man again. I'm fascinated about this man. Why does he look... I think it's because this makes it look like it's the ground. But this is river. Horrible wig. He just looks huge. I don't understand how that perspective happened. It's a bit tilt shift, isn't it? Right. Oh, we've got some spidery spindles. A field to pay. Very that. Hello, Cora Jane. How you doing, lovely? Welcome to the channel and the live stream. Oh, it has 18 megapixel. Amazing. That's all right. That's enough to view in 4K with sharpness. But yeah, maybe I was secretly stalking that man, yeah. All right, I'm not really interested in... Oh, we've got some more thistles. I quite like the blown out yellow tones in this one, though. We could do that quite nicely. That could be a little something. Very bijou. Bijou, bijou. Oh, this is where I tried to take pictures of this hideous spider, but I think it's out of focus. Oh, there we go. Oh, does anybody get horrible spider fears? Maybe I should move on from that. Okay, we've got meadows with cars and some perspective. Oh, this music is very dramatic. Meadows with cars. Meadows with cars. Do you know what? We'll pick one of the meadows with cars, because why not? Okay, do we want this one? Is number 1. This one is number 2. Type in the chat now, 1 or 2. 1 or 2. 1. God, it's like we're at an eye exam, isn't it? 1 or 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, split. Oh, it's very controversial here. Very Brexit. Okay, 1. Oh, I think it's number 1. Limp Bizkit. Oh, yeah, well, little Bizkit. He is quite pissy sometimes. He gets too excited when he sees Louis and he just pees everywhere. And it's very sweet, but I am like, please, greet him in the garden. There we go. Okay. Oh, throw me out of the window. Oh, not 2 girls, 1 cup getting upset. Cows! 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 The sky's blown out, and unfortunately it's a little bit dark. But because it's in RAW, and it's on my... This is... So I took all this. Get here. Today's adventure was taken on this. And this is the lens that I took it with. The R8, Canon R8, has a really good RAW file format that allows you to really lift contrast and shadows really high. Without too much degradation of the image. So that's quite exciting in case you wanted to know. Oh, not a cow centipede. It really does, doesn't it? They were really noisy as well. This one here kept being like, moo! Moo! And I was like, all I can hear is this cow screaming. Right, do I want any of these? Oh, little moo moo lady. Moo moo lady. Do we want little moo moo lady? Do you know what? We'll have little moo moo lady. Where's the one where... This one. I think I'll pick this one. And I'll see what I can do with the... Because currently this photo looks unacceptable. Unacceptable? You can't go wrong with cows. No, they're rather sweet, aren't they? I do love... I don't like them when they get too near me because I get a bit like they're going to stampede me. But I do like seeing a little cow. Maybe that one, actually. Is that one a bit better? You can see a bit more detail on their face. There's a seagull outside going wild. I don't know if you can hear it. It's screaming. Why do animals? They wake up, they're quiet, and then they scream. Which one's clearer? Quite like that one. Maybe I'll go for... Oh, no, but I like the little ears on this one. I like the little wonky ear. We'll click that one. Okay, lovely. Right, what's next? Oh! A bird! Actually... I never take this long finding pictures, by the way. Oh, foxes. Frightening. Oh, I also love the Highland cows. All they do is chew. All they're like... I think you obviously really needed a live action chewing demonstration then. A bird! I think this is a river gull. You know me. Can take a lovely photo of a seagull. Which one's the nicest? Oh, she's looking at me. She's seen me. I actually quite like how dreamy that is. Maybe we'll do... What's the nicest one? I feel like this one's the crispiest. Crispiest? Crispiest. I'll tag that one. Stop exposing me. And I'll close that one as well. Lovely. Right, we got Beachy Head. Does anyone know Beachy Head? Large man versus cow centipede. I know, right? The photographer you never knew. These seagulls, doing the most. Beachy Head. Yes, this is Beachy Head, which unfortunately is very world famous. A very world famous land spot for a certain thing. Unaliving oneself, shall we say. I shall show you why it's very famous for that shortly with one of the last photos in this series. But yes, I'm not too fussed with this picture. I don't think it's great. I like the kind of sheer cliff face, if you like, but it's a bit nothingy. Do you know what, though? I might pick that one anyway. Oh, I took some zoomed out ones as well. Not fussed. Not fussed at all. Right, so there's a cute little selection of houses on this as well. I do live next to a seagull. It's where they make seagulls, yeah. I almost doxed myself then. Full coverage cliff face foundation. Are you up there from are you up here or from a low angle? It's a low angle, low to up. It kind of makes it look a bit flat though, like I'm looking down on something, doesn't it? Sometimes the perspective of a lens can really make your eyes like feel a bit strange. I'm not sure, just can. Yeah, these little cottages, they're right on the edge of a cliff here, and in like 50 years, they might not be there with the rate of erosion. Do we want a little cottage one? I feel like they're kind of important, aren't they? I like them with a little bit of foreground. Rule of thirds. A little bit of foreground. Give you some perspective. Here we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Why not? There was a plane. A little plane. Took a picture of a plane. Oh, you can actually even see, almost see the man. Oh, God. Sit still. Almost see the man in the cockpit. How crazy is that? Oh, I love cameras because, like, look at that. That you'd think, no, never. iPhone could never. That is wild to me. We're not doing foreplay on Beachy Head, sorry. Okay, we've got some river shots. This could be quite cute. What do I like more? I think I prefer that one. I'm going to pick one of them. No. I tell you what I do like about this, but I don't actually like this picture. I feel like both things can be true at the same time. Cora, yes, if you're looking for video editing, I'd say DaVinci Resolve. Affinity Photo we spoke about as well. Spoke about earlier. That's really good. The reason why I like images like this is because it gives you perspective. If you're following a path or a river and it goes like, it converges at a point. I really like that. I don't know why. I'm just like, yes, I really like it. Very simple pattern brain. That's quite a nice landscape. That's all I have to say about that. I think, is this where I tried to do it? I tried to take a lot of pictures in a pan to see if I wanted to do a panoramic, but I don't know. Oh yeah, this is when I started to do that. I don't know if they're good enough. So if you see, if we scroll through them quickly, it's kind of like a panorama around a single point. Could be fun. Maybe that's for a different video. Maybe I'll do editing panoramics or something soon. Oh, what's all this? Oh, these are a bit nicer. They're a bit further away. Oh, that's my favorite. We're doing that one. Immediately, yes. Right, what have we got? What was I doing here? Was I like, oh, this fence, it really speaks to me. It tells my story. Lonely, on the beach. My story. Oh, more seagulls. Is my camera gay or straight? Don't know. I don't know. I feel like Canon's quite a straight word, isn't it? Canon. Is it just the vintage lens giving that radial blur vignette? It is. It is. That's exactly what it is. This lens is from This is the one that I used in my vintage lens video. It's from 1987. So yes, there is that. Little seagull. I tried to get a bit closer, I think. Or is this the closest? This might be the closest. Oh no, I did manage to get closer. Oh, she stood up. That's quite bijou. Is she actually in focus? Oh God, that's a bit close. There's a bit of haze on it. It's kind of annoying, actually. Maybe one of the earlier ones would have been better. That's a bit clearer, I think. Do you know what? Yeah, we'll flag that one. I like that one. Maybe that one. She's looking at us there, so maybe that one, actually. Who's messing? My phone is going crazy. Not Mr. Albert. Right. See, this is why it's called Beachy Head, because it has a pretty steep, sudden drop cliff. And it's very world famous because it's a... It's an unalive spot, should we say. Yeah, you fall on your head, yeah. Caleb, yeah, is 100% cishet, but supportive. I agree. Completely agree. I quite like that, though. It's very... It's so strange to see people climbing this, because this almost looks flat, doesn't it? These little people over here climbing the surface, but it's flat. There's a woman here doing a selfie, look. But there was some people earlier that were so close to the edge here. I was like, what are you doing? Where are they? Are they there? They're not in this one. I did capture one image where they were like standing here, and I was like, that is so dangerously close. Stop it. It is very dramatic, isn't it? I wish I caught it without these people in the foreground, though. That's where AI can come in handy, actually, and stuff like this. Oh, is she a Nikon queen? Caleb. I would love to also pick myself up a Sony at some point. Which one's the sharpest, do we think? I think that one might be the sharpest. Oh no, the first one is. The first one is the sharpest. Okay, we'll do the first one. I do want that. Okay, so then there were sudden horses. We didn't go up today, no, because it's this surprisingly, looking at this, you wouldn't think, but from where we're standing, it's a good hour to get up to the top, and we'd already walked for an hour to this spot, so we didn't want to have a 2-hour walk there and a 2-hour walk back. Oh my god! Black Magic, do you like it? I had my eye on the 6K Pro. And also, they do the 4K Cube. I really liked the 4K Cube. I think I might pick one up as like a second camera at some point. Chalk. It is kind of like quarry minerals, if you like. It's chalk. Then this man here, I was trying to get a gorgeous picture of this. I'm about to dox this poor man. This gorgeous horse. Look at this. I'm not really a horse person, but like, beautiful, stunning, a gorgeous example of a woman. And this man here with his camera was like, I'm going to go up to it and take a photo. And he got so close and they spooked and they all ran down the road. And I was like, oh. Could you not have just stood right where you are? Like, you're literally 2 feet away. Do you need to be any closer to the horse from here? You've utterly gagged me. There's no autofocus on a Black Magic. Utterly gagged. Gagged at the pageant, girlies. Are the horses just running free? Yeah, they're wild horses here. They're not owned by anyone. Yeah. Yeah, so Jamie, what I shoot on at the moment is, well, in fact, this camera that I'm on is a cinema camera. It's the Canon R5C. So Moran did that with me on Callum at Richmond Park when we were trying to see the deers. Oh, it's insufferable, isn't it? I'm like, do you know what? Be a bit, like, sure, have your moment, have your fun, but, like, be respectful. These are wild animals, and people that get too close, I am just like... You're asking for them to get spooked and attack you. And then they'll be like, oh my god, cull the animals in blood. And I'm like, no. Human error and human stupidity should not... Oh, do you know what, though? I get very, like, let's vote reform. When I think about, like, when I'm out and being a photographer, I get very like, no, everyone get away. It's all about me. We voted leave. And I shouldn't. I should remind myself that, like, other people are allowed to exist. I just get very like, don't do all that, thank you. Especially with wildlife. I'm just like, can you not bother all the animals? Like, if you're going to observe them, but don't bother them. And then they ran down the road. See, I tried to capture some going, but my lens was a bit like, I can't focus. They're moving too quickly. So I was like, oh. But yes, look, galloping. You can see the wind in her mane. There she goes. Oh. The amount of times I've had to, Christy B, when I was working at Mac counters, we'd have tourists just come up and like, I don't mind tourists like taking photos of like fun things, especially like Mac signs and stuff, because it was very important. You know, it's international brand. But they'd stand like in the doorway and it's like, okay, you can get your little picture, get your little moment, but like there are other people around you. I don't know, just unself-awareness really gets me. Maybe because I'm too self-aware, some might say. And then this lovely horse had a friend that followed them. So 2 horses spooked from this one man being a bit too much. I was very like, oh, poor horses. Because they're probably like, no, run away. Is that another one? Maybe there was 3. Is that another horse? That's another one. A ghost. I didn't think there was 3 horses. Maybe there was. 1, 2. Oh, and then I thought this looked a bit like Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings vibe here. You know, climbing the mounts, Mordor. Lord of the Rings vibes, do we agree? I think I would like to flag that, yes. Oh. Oh, Louis, silly. It's so main character. It is really, really main character. Very Oh, but they came... So, later on, they came back. There she is again. The beautiful, elegant woman. There is something about... And this lens in particular, this one. Oh. Bait! This lens. This one here. That gives this 80s kind of never-ending story glow. And I love it. Do you have figs? Put it on the floor here because it's too far to reach behind me. Don't hit it and destroy it. Remember, it's there, Luxeria. But yes, it gives this kind of like tone, like magical, dreamy. I would say the word creamy, but I sort of get a bit upset when people say the word creamy for things that aren't like a cream dish. People were so close to them. Look at her shoes. A little sensible outdoor shoe. Oh, they were lovely though. It was really nice to see them. But then they got spooked again and ran away. Because someone had a dog off a lead. Fart one out, girl. There were signs everywhere being like, keep your dogs on the leads, please, everybody, there's wildlife. And someone had their dog off the lead and it spooked them and they ran away. And I was just like... Hate it. Oh, I also saw some nice butterflies. A flutterbug. Little flutterbug. That's quite a nice one, actually. Oh, it's a bit... It's not very exciting. It doesn't tell a story, does it? It's just butterfly on ground. Right, anyway, I need to pick the pace up a bit because I've still got to edit some of these. Have you seen a horse fart? I have. They are a bit ridiculous. Horses are quite ridiculous animals, aren't they? A mariposa, is that what it's called? A mariposa. There she is. Oh, look at her little legs. I wonder if she's got hairy elbows, just like the other one the other day. She's got hairy elbows. Can we zoom in a bit more? Oh, God. That's a bit much. She has freshly shaven elbows. I used to have a Patreon Discord, but I actually find the idea of a Discord now very unmanageable for me. I do too much already as it is. Saying that, though, I do in fact have a subreddit, and I think what I might do in the future is create videos about people's photography they could submit on the subreddit. How fun would that be? She has, yeah, a sassy waxed butterfly. And there were some sheep, lots of sheep with lots of seagulls. This is a very common sight if you live in like seaside towns. Farmyards and rivers and the sea meet quite spectacularly. This could be something, couldn't it? Could it be? Does it have potential? Also, the thing I immediately noticed about shooting wildlife is they've always got their bum pointing at you. Always. They never, ever, ever are facing you. Apart from this one here. They've just always got bum. Oh, little sheepy. I do like little sheep. Aren't they lovely? No. Actually, that could be something, couldn't it? Do you know what? I'll flag it anyway. Treat yourself. Co-mingling, yes. Very demure, yes. Very demure. Very appropriate for the workplace. You're banned from Reddit. Oh no, Oliver. I'm sorry about your experience. Okay, here's the cow. This cow, she was being so noisy. She was like, no! For hours. The entire time we were there, we were really far away and I could just hear her mooing. And I was like, is she okay? There's a bird up here. We've already got one of the cows, but this is there's a bit more to work with in this image. Lady cow. Moo cow moo moo. It is just a picture of a cow in a field though. Oh my god, no. One of the top posts of Reddit right now is asking if you've broken up with Louis because you haven't done videos together. I've never done a video with Louis though. Oh, blah. Isn't that funny? Look at me! I too just want to scream in the middle of a field. To be honest, I imagine it's probably quite therapeutic, isn't it? And then we come to crows. There was a lot of crows out today, which is nice. I love a good crow. I think they're a crow. It might be a rook or a blackbird. I don't quite know how to tell the difference. But how sweet are they? Two little crows having a conversation. Lol, cows, at it again. Hi, Sophie. Yeah, we probably would. I've had him appear in one video so far on this. It's giving bovine. I've had him in one video on this channel, and I would like to not employ him, that's the wrong word. I'd like to involve him a little bit more on this channel as like for challenges and travel stuff. I think that's quite fun. We're not going to have a boyfriend reveal. No. However, I do post him on my Instagram and stuff. I actually really like this one. I think I'm going to do something with that. I feel like if this was Vampire Freaks, I'd edit that and it would be like a profile header or something. Right, what have we got here? Oh, 3 little crows. Un, deux, trois. That's quite sweet. There she is. That's actually quite romantic, isn't it? Look at the tones in this. No editing. Just shot in camera. You can even see a speck of dirt on her neck. She's a dirty woman. I like that one. Do you know what? We're going to do that one. Yeah, why not? Treat yourself. Sometimes you just have to go with your gut. And then we saw a buzzard peregrine falcon orchestral. Unsure which. Any bird experts here in the chat might know. You might know, maybe. And this was but look, it could cleanly. Oh, she's out of focus. Piss. She'd seen something in the field and like switched into that little mode where they hover in one place and they like flap. And it's really strange. It kind of looks like there was one that went around in a meme a little while ago. It was like when you hit the edge of the map and it was just floating there like this. Oh, that could be one. Stop it. Oh, she's still a bit soft, but you can see her little toes. Her little footsie toes. She's had a rough night, girl. Yeah, an elegant woman. We can edit the dirt away, you're quite right. Yeah, poor girl. I want one of these as well, but I don't know which one yet. I'm not inspired. That would have been great if that was in focus. I feel like my Lightroom's being a bit slow, so it might be like, goodbye, crashing. We can't really see her head there, sadly. She's not in focus in this one, is she? No. Do you know what? We're going to flag that one. Can we see her here? That's a kestrel, isn't it? Cleaner seagull. That's a kestrel, isn't it? Isn't it? Is it a sparrowhawk? You think it could be a sparrowhawk? It's definitely got the eyes that are like... I feel like that's quite characteristic of a hawk, isn't it? Those vicious looking eyes. Focus, that's the word. She needs to elongate her neck, yeah, if she wants to make it in this fast-paced pattern world. Pageant. Pageant! I quite like... Do you know what? We're going to pick that one. Sure, why not? Treat yourself. And we go... Oh, an out of focus. The void. There she is. The void. Oh, turnarounds. Every now and then. I'd like to take a photo. What do we think? I think I prefer the other ones. Although that is a gorgeous example of a crow. Although she's got something going on here, isn't she? Birds of prey, yeah. She's just winging it. She is, yeah. And then we have this little bijou place. I'm not that into it. I'm not that into that either. That's a bit cuter. Very ivy. The Saltmarsh farmhouse girl. No, I'm not that interested. Right, now what we need to do is start editing, shall we? So, let's pull up what we have flagged. Oh, I've picked loads of pictures. I'm not going to be able to edit all these in this stream. You're joking me, Gales. Right, let's start at the beginning. So, pipe. It has taken me an hour to select a picture. It has, yes. Hello, Dorina, my love. Welcome back. A little plop of white. Right, I do in fact have here... What's that? Is that... Oh no, I thought that was clean. Oh no, we're not doing all that. Okay, my loves, I have here a can of beverage that Rolly gave me, but the bottom has popped. So she doesn't... She sort of leans over a little bit. Do you know what? That should be fine. Oh, don't open that at my computer. There we go. Right, okay. Let's get a taste test of some A&W cream soda, caffeine free. Absolutely devoid of flavour. It is less flavourful than sparkling water. No. Slam it on the table, yeah. As hard as you can. Right, let's do some editing, shall we, my lovelies? God, is she going to fall off there? She totally isn't. She just completely soaked me and surprised me. Let's do some editing then. Okay, so we're going to select the Adobe Color Profile. Technically, it should be landscape, but I do wonder if they're going to pull a bit too much green. It's got a lot of green there. It was a very green day, though, so it's not actually insufferable to suggest that landscape might be better. The exposure is okay. If I was to turn up the exposure, see, it gets a bit much. If we turn it down, it gets a bit much. That's very, like, dark. Actually, that could be... You wouldn't find that out of place in an 80s dark fantasy, would you? But we'll leave it as 0. So we can do a little bit of contrast, maybe 6 or 7. Highlights, I think... Do we want to harmonize them a bit? Or do you want them to go higher? Yeah, we can harmonize them. So you reduce the highlights. This is why I shoot in RAW file format, because it preserves pixel density and detail. I like the dark. Yeah. Turn up the exposure. It turns into a transition from Global All-Stars, does it? Like, Right, shadows. Do we want more shadows or less shadows? depends what vibe we're going to go for, doesn't it? That's raising the shadows. That's very like dreamlike. And if we deepen them, it becomes very haunted forest, doesn't it? What am I feeling for this? I actually quite like lifting the shadows a little bit, you know. What about the whites? Do we want more whites or less? Oh, hideous. Slightly reduce the whites, I think. Oh, very on topic. Yeah. Do I want to lower the blacks? I quite like where they are, to be honest. Right, we'll see. Do you want a gateway into a fantasy world or a dead body pipe? Exactly that. Now, curves. I'm still a little bit like about curves, because technically the way you're meant to edit curves is to pull down the shadow, pull down the highlights and pull up the shadows. But I think it flattens it. You see? Oh, thank you, Alex Electra Girls. Thank you. Oh, Dorina, have you? A lovely silver platinum boy. I know, right? My little secrets for hair. Oh, it's so good, isn't it? I'm just not into using curves. I can get a better result for my visions. Clairvoyant. Without using curves. I'm sure, do you know what? Because this will be a VOD and other people can see it. I'm probably going to get some comments of people being like, well, you don't use it like that. Back in my day, we just died. So, I honestly couldn't care less. How do I reverse that now without ruining everything? Hello? How do I do that? Let's go to undo. Undo point curve. Just 8 times. Yeah, my Lightroom is kind of being a bit laggy. And she shouldn't be, because you won't find a computer better than this on the market. I'm quite liking this so far. I should give it a Da Vinci veneer, should I? Yeah, and a brow lift. Right, temperatures. Let's see. I quite like how green it is. I do take most of my shots with an auto white balance that prioritizes white rather than like daylight. You're actually right there. You're actually right there, Jamie. But I do have 96 gigabytes of RAM, so she should still be fine. But yeah, you're right. I do have Photoshop open, and that will cause interactions. So, oh, auto's a bit purple for my liking. Daylight, cloudy, shade, tungsten. Oh, twilight. If you look closely, I'm the skin of the killer. Anyway, oh, fluorescent could be fun. It's not the vibe I'm going for, but I don't hate it. What's flash? Is flash going to make it disgusting? Oh, it's a bit much, isn't it? Right, well, we'll leave it as shot then. Oh, actually. Oh. No, do you know what? We're just going to do some custom. If we turn the tint down slightly. Please, thank you. Yes, please. Maybe the temperature up. Just there we go. I'm happy with that. It's very green though, isn't it? Like electric pain green. So this is technically, obviously, it's a landscape shot. It's not a wildlife shot. It's landscape. It's a little tunnel pipe. With landscape shots, I find that you can turn the texture up to make them more visually appealing without them looking strange, because in landscape, you generally have a lot of textures, a lot of difference of textures and all sorts. Definitely going to use a bit of clarity, and we've got a lot of haze on this lens. It does give a lot of haze. A daytime tweed. Yes, curves. I've never had a good experience with a curve, I must say. Thank you, Jenny. She does have a B-Tech. It's true. Dehaze. Now, is dehaze going to make me hate everything? Or if we maximize it, what's that? I hate it. But if we go down to like 50, makes for quite a visually interesting. Don't hate it. Don't hate it, you know. Victoria, just for today, really. Just a couple of pictures. Editing a couple of pictures. It's a bit magic mushroom. It is a little bit, isn't it? I know, Jamie. It's because DDR5 RAM runs better with only 2 sticks. And the maximum you can get in a single stick at the moment is 48. So 2 times 48 is 96. The more you get. Right, I love a vignette. Not sorry about it. So we're going to increase a vignette. Helps with showing a focal point of an image. I am going to change the midpoint though. A bit less than that. And we'll go for a bit more. Oh, no, a bit more than that. We'll go for a bit more feather. Do I want less of a roundness or more of a roundness? Roundness is fine. Now, highlights. Do I want any gorgeous bijou? That has changed. Nothing except that rock in the foreground. Look at this rock here. This is the only thing in this image that changed is with the highlights. Illumination. Dark. That's it. That's that highlight is for that rock and that rock alone. Sharpening, I always do 80. Double what a raw camera tells you. Am I happy with that? We don't need any noise reduction because it was taken on ISO 100. Do we want lens corrections? I don't usually use them, to be honest. With older lenses, you can't really find them. Gosh, okay, where is she? Canon. There she is. We did not shoot on an RF60. We shot on an EF70 to 210. Oh, she's not there. We've only got 70 to 200. Which is the closest, I guess. F4. She's got a degree, girl! Oliver, I will be setting one up. I have been kind of pottering around the idea of putting them like prints for sale. I don't know. I am very active in the like stock image community. I do take a lot of stock images, but I've kind of been interested in just like putting them up for if people want to buy them. You know, you get them any sort of size, but I don't quite know yet. Right, so lens correction. Oh, that's quite a correction though there, isn't it? Look at that. It doesn't look like that without it. Excuse me, I would like to see the lens correction, please. Oh, really? Oh, maybe it was. Was it like that? Have I just ignored that? Was it always like that? Oh, Charlie Lizard, thank you so much for being here. See you later, lovely. She's got a degree. It does look a bit like a secret entrance to the Goblins nightclub, doesn't it? Yes, I agree, Amber. I agree. Usually I would choose to use a lens that fits whatever I'm shooting. So why would I want to correct what I'm using that lens for? I mean, I guess maybe unless you're doing like estate agent photography or like documentation rather than like artistic. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't really want any grain. Do I want any grain? Maybe not quite that much grain. Doesn't really make a difference, to be fair. Okay, is there any extra colours I want to have happen in this? Let's have a little look. So, what do we actually have in this? We've got green, obviously. We've got some kind of blues in the stones. A little bit. We could probably pump up the blues. And yellows up here. What's this creature? That is, in fact, a plant. Have we got anything going on here? It's mostly yellows. The little flowers in this image are mostly yellow, aren't they? Come on, Lightroom. Oh, I forget I am streaming at the same time. That'll be what it is. Let me fit, please. Thank you. Let's pop the yellows. Have them pop their puss just ever so slightly. A 15% pussy pop with a 3% saturation. That's quite nice, isn't it? That's still in the realm of, like, believable. Pennywise? Oh dear. What's the opposite of Pennywise? Pound. What's the opposite of wise? Pound stupid? Stop it. Grow up. And okay, I think we're done with that one. I'm quite happy with how that turned out. I don't think it needs a change in the crop. If I was to crop it, what would it look like? Where would I crop that? If we're thinking for social media, 9:16. Oh, I hate 9:16. Isn't it awful? Tuppence dumb. Pound thick. Hello, Ryan, love. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, I want to do kind of stuff like this on Patreon where we just have like live stream nonsense. But every now and then I also would like to do them here. Yes, foolish. Oh, yeah, very that next. Very that. I don't, maybe if we're thinking Instagram then, let's revert that. If we're thinking Instagram, that's 4:5, isn't it? Does anyone post photos on TikTok? Has anyone done that? I feel like it cuts off too much. No, I'm going to go with my gut, which said don't crop. Eventually, you just have to say, stop it. Now, I would consider this image heavily edited. For me, this is a heavily edited image, but also I did shoot in RAW, which does make everything grayscale. Well, almost grayscale. So, I wouldn't want to go any further than this with my editing because it makes me feel a bit, personally, not for everyone, makes me feel a little bit like we're starting to get into the realm of digital artist rather than photographer. You see? I like to try and do as much in camera as I can. So this is what we have now. And that's what we started with. Do I prefer that one? No, I do like it. It's very moody, isn't it? Very moody. What are the sizes of the TikTok carousels? Do you know what their aspect ratio is? My old simple audio converter from 2008 PC Mag DVD that used to date because I'm lazy to search for something new that works for me. Do you have some abandonware, strange old software that you love for no reason? Oh, ridiculous box. I know I do. I can't think of it on the top of my head. There is a couple that are really good that they just don't ever update anymore. Oh, there was a really famous one that I loved. Do you know what I am annoyed with? There's a couple recently. AnyStream has been abandoned, but the service has actually been fully taken away. It looks mysterious. It does look mysterious, doesn't it? Maybe the greens are a bit bright. Maybe the saturation's a bit high. Did I oversaturate? I didn't touch the saturation, to be fair. Maybe if we turn the temperature cooler slightly. Ever so slightly. I prefer that. Just that little tiny couple of percent change. There we go. First one done, ladies. Yeah. How long have I been a makeup artist? Dan. You don't watch the Chanel, do you? Oh, it's 9:16 for TikTok. Interesting. Now, the next picture. I was going to call it a dandelion. That's not a dandelion. What is that? What is this? Dragonfly. The dandelion. Do I want to do that? 60. It does feel like 62,000 years sometimes with the rate of trends. Do you know what? Let's do a speed edit on this one, shall we? I'm only going to be able to edit like a handful of pictures, aren't I? I think the exposure is quite nice. The contrast is pretty good. Probably up it just ever so slightly. Highlights. Highlights slightly down. Shadows. Lift the shadows. Whites. Actually, maybe the white turning down would be a bit better than the highlights. Turn the highlights up slightly. And the blacks. See, this is, with an image like this, that's already got quite a big contrast between the whiteness of the rock and the darkness around it, I find that the this setting here, the blacks setting, can really change the vibe of the image. So you could either really take them down and be like, this focuses on that specific point, or you could make it a more harmonious image and lift them right up. Do you see? Oh, Dan, naughty. I've been into photography for longer than makeup, but I haven't been a professional photographer. I mean, I've been paid to do photography, but I wouldn't call myself a professional photographer. I think maybe this is where I think it all depends on the crop. I do like it though, isn't that cute? Thank you, 2 girls, 1 cup, thank you. Hello, Victoria, how you doing, love? I'm doing very well, thank you. I have been out in the sunshine today, so I do feel a bit doolally. Transvestite the bride it is, yeah. I did, Amber, that is correct, I did. Oh, Marina. I will say mirrorless technology for like instant fast capturing of things that are happening now is great, but I do love a digital SLR. That click of a mirror shutter, that like click, it's so like, I love it. Love it so much. Hello, Elio. What is the best camera for a beginner? Whatever your budget can get to. The best camera you can have is the one you get. Pro Chanel, exactly that. Elio, if you want to start though, I would say look at professional cameras, but secondhand. I mentioned earlier, good websites to look for that are MPB, Park Cameras, even eBay, but you've got to be a bit careful because you have to avoid fungus. People love to pretend they haven't got fungus on everything. Oh no, I love it. I don't think I want to take out my DSLRs very often, but they're still very special to me. Next, I have 2 film cameras, but I don't use them. I have a Minolta AF 500, I think it was, which was my mum's professional camera when she did photography. And I have my dad's Fujicon. It's not a Fujifilm, but it's not, I've not actually ever used that one, but it's a proper wind one. But yeah, anyway, back to the edit, curly wigs. Maybe curves might be beneficial in this one, actually. If I lift... I don't want to lift the shadows, though. That's the thing. I never want to lift the shadows that much. What a beautiful... I'm a photographer. I took this photo. Absolutely not. Oh, now it looks too dark, doesn't it? Stop. Don't be naughty. Oh, it is a bit... Is it a bit dark? Cordyceps. They didn't teach editing, really. To be honest, I wanted to go into fashion photography, and none of my photographers that ever taught me knew how to do skin retouching. I had to learn that by myself, and that was really difficult back in like 2007. They were all just like, no, you take a photo, your makeup artist does that. You take a photo, the makeup does it. I'm like, but you can still improve the way makeup looks with a good little bit of redaction. Yeah, maybe I've reduced the whites a bit much. Maybe we'll turn up the highlights. Don't want to lose detail on our little friend though, Beverly. I'm happy with the white balance. We could probably turn up the vibrance, to be fair, just ever so slightly. Quite like that. Makes these little flowers down here pop. Pop! Pop that puss! I'm sorry for anyone who just happens to stumble across this video. What colour is this dragonfly? She's not very colourful. Brown. Do we have an adjustment colour for brown? Red, green. Red and green make brown, don't they? Alright, well, we'll just move on. Dehaze. If we dehaze her, how much can we dehaze her by without making her look a bit wacky, Carol? A bit of clarity. We could all do with a bit of clarity. I quite like that. I actually really like, so the vignette, the natural vignette that happens on this lens before any corrections is really, it really creates like a spotlight effect. Like I didn't like this, but it almost looks like I've used a speedlight flash from above down, if you know what I mean. It's very like otherworldly. Burgundy, crimson, red, magenta. Burgundy, crimson, red, magenta. We had Professor, and she was a painter, and she didn't know anything about video cameras. Oh, useless. I feel like school used to be very that, though, didn't it? Make her cerise. Can you imagine? Hot pink. Very upsetting. We'll increase the sharpening, though, because she does need to be a sharper woman. Maybe we'll go 90. She's got lots of details in the wings that I want to keep. Actually, maybe we will try a little bit of red. We turn up the red saturation. What does she look like? Oh God. It's not really making any difference to her, to be fair. Oh, there's a red over here that it's catching on. I'm not that fast. We'll keep that as it is. Maybe some... I feel like what does... Okay, more dehaze. Not really doing enough, in my opinion. But what happens if I turn it all the way up? Resharpening. The thing is with sharpening, looks lovely at this distance. As soon as you zoom in or move a little bit closer to view at 100%, it gets very textured. Do you see all this like wiggly texture? That's the only problem with sharpening. And I refuse to use AI upscaling on my own photos. Thank you. Do you know what? I'm happy with that. Anything else I want to do there? No. If I want to change the saturation here, though, what is it affecting? Oh, it's mostly the rocks around it with the bits of green. Maybe we can do a 15. Maybe a little bit. Little bit. No, it's a bit much, in my opinion. A little bit less. A little bit more science, a little bit less Instagram. It does, doesn't it? It does, Amber. Yeah. Apple bottom. Use the Apple button and M for curves. More fun. He really said. Really old, though. Apple button? I'm not using an Oopla, sadly. Is it? I guess it would be Control, wouldn't it? No? Windows button? Voracious predators. Oh, her name is Ruby. She was a fairy. Sharpening usually ends up a bit busy. Stunning. Thank you, Victoria. Ruby on the rock. Final zoom. Yes, so I think what I want to do is crop her. Not too much, though, because there's a lot of character in the darkness. Oh. In order to see the lights, one must risk the dark. We'll do that, but if to make it Instagram friendly, we'll do it that way. Oh, I absolutely hate that. Do you know, not everything needs to be for Instagram. Maybe I don't want to crop her. I really like that. Right, should we have a look at before and afters? Before and afters. Before. After. I would call this a medium. A medium edited image. A medium one. Medium. Oh, thank you, Tina. That's lovely. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good luck. It's starting out in anything is always the hardest part, but as long as you have your mind set on starting, let yourself go wherever the path takes you, because you might not even know now at this moment what you really enjoy, because you'll get to learn certain things and then be like, I love this. My whole life is going to be devoted to this now. Yes, next. So when you shoot in RAW, it has more control it captures more contrast in the shadows and the lightness, but by doing that, it reduces the color. So you kind of have to add it back in. It's a bit like color grading for cinema film. A bit like that. Like, for example, I'll give you a great demonstration here. So my camera has, I designed an LUT for my camera because this is a cinema camera and I film all my videos in a color space called BT 2020, which is a HDR, high dynamic range, shadow contrast situation. If I take off my LUT, this is the raw coming into the video. Do you see how much grayer everything is? And then when I pull the colors back in, that's what makes me look human. Ah, she's got a degree, you say. It's funny because photography is one of those things where it's like, it's almost an intersection of science and art. And I think that's probably why I'm really into it. Love it so much. But yeah, I really like this one. There's a clear focal point in this image, which makes it nice for... Why is that? I don't want that. Stop it. There's a clear focal point in this image for telling a story. There's almost like... It's almost like we're getting a peep into the world of this dragonfly's life. Like this boulder that it's called its home for the next couple of minutes, however long it was there. The only place it was there. Why is it there? We don't know. It's a little white surface. Maybe it was kind of cool and it needed to heat up in the sunshine. Do dragonflies do that? Maybe they do. And throughout the lighting in this image, it kind of looks like it's pointing us all into this little world of this dragonfly. I love it. Love that. Love pink. All right, next image. Are we that interested in this one? I do like the little peeping Tom. I think that's quite silly. Hold Alt and click on sharpening. You get a BY coded. You do. That's true. You do, MVP. I always forget about that. Always forget about that. But you're quite right. Yes, I'll use that on the next one. Thank you, love. Oh, we got 121, have you? Can we name her? Yes. What do you want to call the... Didn't I call her Beverly? Did I call her Beverly? Beverly Dragonfly? Hello, Uana Patop. Hello, loves. Also, yes, my loves, if you're not subscribed, I'd love if you could click subscribe. And also like the video. It does wonders for the algorithm. Right. We've done a landscape. We've done a bug photo. Maybe this little cow. I kind of want to see what I can do with this cow. I think this is going to require a lot of editing. So we've done like a big edit, a medium edit, a subtle edit. Maybe a Beverly. Or was that the cow? Was Beverly's a cow name? I apologize to any Beverlys here. The thing is, all right, let's do a little bit of quick editing to see if I can actually do anything here. So I'd need masking for this, I think, because the contrast between the cow and the sky is quite great. But if I pull down the highlights, we've got some cloud texture. So there is some cloud texture here. Do you see? A RAW will keep that detail in. A JPEG wouldn't. So if we pull that down, the sky should still be blue, but it's there. What if we pull down the white? What happens? Do we get more or less cloud? I'm less inclined to do that, to be fair. We'll do that for now, because I might do a mask. Contrast. Belinda, go! CM Lydia. Yes, if you want to... It's something that I really enjoy, to be fair, is just sitting down and spending time, like, looking through what I've captured that day. Pentax. Oh, I love a Pentax. Babushka, my love. I'm sorry to hear that. It's very, photography's... Then again, it's one of those things where you can get the best camera in the world, but if you haven't trained your eye to take nice photos, it's still just going to be a camera. But I also agree, there's nothing more infuriating than taking great photos on terrible... like bad tech. If we lift the blacks, what do we get? We get a bit of Belinda. Beverly. Moolinda. We do get a bit of texture back. I feel like this is going to be quite an extreme edit. Do you know what? I'll do that with masking. Maybe we'll lift it a little bit and do the rest with masking. Because the problem, obviously, then I run into is that the greens of everything else become very grey. It's still a bit dark, isn't it? I feel like I pull the blacks up a little bit more then. Maybe it's the shadows. There we go. There she is. There she is. The Waymo driverless wig. That's a bit better. Oh, she's very grainy. Mr. Biscuits is doing really well. He was in the garden just now, but I think actually he's sitting with my dad. Absolutely obsessed with him. He is. Cashmere. A cashmere. A daytime tweed. And a cashmere cow. Actually, this is kind of giving a film effect. In a weird way. If we turned up the saturation here, you couldn't tell me that you wouldn't see this on a mood board for a Wes Anderson film. Couldn't you? This is going to be a big edit though. Right, so I'm happy with how this is starting out. I do think she needs more adjustment. So down to the green. I feel like the greens need to be pumped right up here because we're going to lose them. Maybe a bit of luminance. A bit of luminance can do quite well. A bit more saturation. Of course, the problem when you pull these sliders all the way up is that you start to end up with like loss of detail because it's going to be overridden with color. But you can do a lot with a raw file format. We've got, I think these are yellow, aren't they? So maybe we'll also turn a bit of the yellows up as well, just so it makes it a bit more. That looks so much more like a field now, doesn't it? It's still a little bit. Tell you what we need to do. We need to pull some contrast back. Just a little tiny bit. Quite like how it's turning. Oh, Graham, hello, gorgeous. How you doing, love? Crop and enhance, very that. Yes, let's do some masking. Although, actually, let's go all the way down to sharpening first. I always start off with 80 and then move it to wherever I fancy afterwards. I'm happy with that. Yes, right, let's start with some masking. Masking tape. Marzipars. Linear gradient. We're going to pull down from the sky. Kind of on the wonk, because she's on the wonk. Our dear friend Melinda. And in this mask, I'm going to be really naughty here. And we are going to change the temperature to blues. See how much more like a sky it's looking? Hello, Eli. Hello, Victoria. Isn't it nice? Just wait till you see the beginning of what we started with. This is where the magic of editing really takes place. So, when you edit in a sky, I always feel like it's best to err on the side of, like, make it a little bit overcast still. Because if you start going like, oh, it's so blue. Look at it. It's practically purple. It starts to look a bit unbelievable. You still want to make people believe that that image was taken somehow like that. Like if we did that, like that's too much. The sky is that color, but it would never be believable in this sort of an image. But that much sky, maybe a bit less than that. That much sky, perfectly believable. Maybe we'll also turn the saturation up just ever so slightly. Beautiful. Magic blue. Doesn't it, Amber? It does. Right, what? I kind of want a bit of texture in the sky. Not a lot. A bit of... Does clarity... Or just... Actually... See, this is where you can really use, like, an artistic interpretation. Because if you turn the clarity down, it becomes a lot more dreamlike. And almost adds to a smaller aperture number, smaller aperture, wider aperture number, like f1.8. But then if you do something like clarity, it almost makes it look like a painting, like it's all in focus. It's giving Windows background. Oh no, don't! Stop! Red for filth. Okay, I'll take away the blue then. Thank you, Amber. I'll be sending you a bill. What do we have? Dehaze. Does dehaze add anything to the clouds? That's Windows background. That is so Windows background. Immediate repulse. Like, look at that. Who would ever? It is, however, making me notice that there are spots in the image that we can remove. Never. Start beautiful. And then dehaze makes it like there could be a storm on the way. You've got a storm coming. A big storm coming. Maybe we'll turn it down just ever so slightly. There we go. I don't want to change any... Oh, we could change the moire. The moire. Am I that interested in the moire? I don't think it makes enough of a difference for me to care. No, say. Right, so that's the sky. It took ages on that. We're now going to add another little... We could do a subject. Is this AI? Is this email? I'd prefer to do it myself rather than being like, tell me. All right, let's zoom in on Moolinda. What can we do with Moolinda? We're going to have a flow. Change the flow to be a bit lower. We'll make the flow 30%. And I'm just going to highlight on Moolinda. I don't want her entirely to be in focus or all focused on, but I want her to be a little bit more detailed. To really stand out. Moolinda's gonna pop girl. So funny. This cow had no idea that this was that she was going to be a YouTube celebrity. Nothing's wrong with the Windows background. It's just everyone's seen it. Hello, Super Doctor Who Lock, my love. Hello. Mamiya67. Gagged at the pageant. I hope you are loving it. Oh, gorgeous. I really would like a Mamiya. Another cat. Look, she's poking in. There's actually a few of them over here. Hello. What do I want to do with her? What if we lift her shadows? Oh no, she's died. Is there a lot I can do with her without her looking a bit wacky? Maybe a little bit of contrast increase. Oh, there's not going to be a lot I can do, is there? Maybe a slight increase in exposure and a little bit of saturation might offset that. It hasn't really changed it very much. Maybe a bit of dehaze just to add some contrast back. See, now you can see what I was talking about earlier. If we zoom in, see how much like speckling is happening on her because I'm doing too much to this image, really. Amber. Do I ever use tablet? Only when I'm traveling, really. I have a Samsung, like a big Samsung tablet that I use when I'm traveling. But when I'm at home, I have this setup. So I use this setup. It does look more vintage. You're quite right. I think if I hide that, I'd like to see the full, yeah, if I hide that mask, I don't think it's enough of a change. Very subtle. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with her mask. I thought it would make enough of a change, but yeah. Otherwise, I'm actually quite pleased, really. Maybe we could do a crop on her. Although I like how weird. This is where I'm always like a bit miffed, because when I was doing my foundation degree, I had a lecturer who was like, always crop your photos. Every single one you take, always crop it to enhance the like, what's the word? Composition. I have always found I like to frame it in camera. That's it. I don't really like to crop very often. And so in the back of my head, every time I'm like, shall I crop? No. I think back to that lecturer who was like, always crop your photos. Quintessentially British. It does, doesn't it? Do you know what? I'm not going to crop it. Piss that old man. Piss him. Peter, piss. Oh, to a drawing tablet. No, I don't. I used to have one, but I guess, I don't know. I don't do enough of it. It's not enough of a job, so to speak, for me to do. Only cropping camera? Yes. Interesting. So I had a lecturer, also a different one, called, oh no, I was about to dox him. He was like, do as much color correction and as much with contrast as you can in camera, and then you only have to edit a little bit. I actually personally think find your own style. Find your own style. Learn each way and then decide what you like and what you enjoy. I really like how this turned out, actually. If we zoom out. So this is Melinda. Should we see Melinda before? Oh, this is very the swan, isn't it? Melinda's been on the swan, girls. Right, so here we are, Melinda. God. I am amazing. Look at Melinda. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. She didn't just nibble. She ate. Oh. Melinda, girl! Yeah, oh gosh, isn't it crazy? And that's all because this file format is RAW. If this was a JPEG, this would be destroyed. You could possibly. A transition. Oh, thank you, Cora. Thank you. Stacey. Hello. All right, yeah, get in that fucking chair. Oh, Stacey Dooley. I am quite good, aren't I? Oh, she's humble. And this little cow has no idea. No idea. No idea. I like this. It's a bit dreamy. The contrast isn't perfect. Like, I wouldn't call this the most perfect image ever, but considering where we started, I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Yes. All right, next. What do we have next? Oh, we've got this bird. Do you want this bird? I feel like we've got a lot of birds, haven't we? So, should we pick a bird? Oh, I do like this one, though. Bird. Should we do a vote? Should we do a vote? Oh, have I got enough energy for a vote? I do like her. Little cow never looked better. That's true, Amber. You're quite right. Thank you, Quinzo. Thank you. Birds. Yes, I do like... Maybe we should do this one, because she is the one that's most crisp. A crisp bird. That's quite... Even that, considering. I love photos of water. I hate water, but I love photos of water. Don't really need to do a lot with exposure. Oh, that's something I was going to say. When I shoot my images in camera, quite often I actually stop my exposure down. I don't know why, but I feel like sometimes Canon has a tendency to just add a little bit too much exposure. So I always stop down by 1/3, maybe 2/3. if it's particularly bright that day. Just so you know. I don't shoot in manual. I know, shocking, right? I shoot aperture priority. Although, saying that, I will shoot manual for products because you kind of need to control the light a little bit more. It's almost black and white. It is, isn't it? Black and white with a bit of orange. You're quite right. Maybe we can play on that. She's got a BBL. She has, yeah. Big-breasted lesbian. Right. To be fair, this is one of those images where I'm like, I don't know where to start because it can kind of go any which way. If I'm thinking I want this to be, like, where would I want this image to be in a perfect world? A magazine about birds. Therefore, ultimate photorealism is a good place to start with editing. So photorealism, sharpness. We'll start with a bit of sharpness. So we're almost starting at the bottom here. Now we're at the top, girls. So we start with sharpening. I'm only going to do it a little bit, actually, because she's pretty sharp as it is. If I did it up to 80 and 90, what does 90 look like? Yeah, it starts to introduce a little bit too much detail. So we'll go 60. A little bit down is what I'm used to. A little bit down. Maybe we could even start with a crop, actually. See, what I like about this... Why can't I see my overlays? I've just noticed that. There we go. If we're doing thirds... What's the gold? Is she in the... She's not in the golden spiral. She's in the golden ratio, though. That's probably why I'm enjoying this image. There's something a little bit more interesting about having the focal point of an image not dead center. It's in every establishment we have. Yes, I also, birds everywhere. Birds! I can delete it if too personal, but I've heard you're regenerating. Well, have you heard of regenerating old photos so you can be more happy with them? Do you ever think about that? Regendering old photos. I thought you said regenerating. No, I wouldn't read. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't go back and change my childhood photos, but I also don't want anyone else to see them. I don't know, a bit of a controversial one. Controversial. Hello, Rebecca. How you doing, love? Welcome. So she's in the golden ratio, which is why I like the way this looks. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Might come back and crop it later. The vignette is at quite a good point already. If we were to add a little bit more, what does that make? See, this is one of those ones where I'm like, really little tiny women could make a big difference in the world. Oh, maybe we should do point color. I quite want this little, like, red bit on the beak and the orangey yellowness. Ochre. Her gaze. I would quite like that. Oh, whenever one of these comes up, I'm like, is this AI? No, they have to actually tell you if it's an AI tool, don't they? I have an odd relationship with AI. I'm very like, yes, but compressed. A compressed yes. Yes, but it can't step on my toes, you know? Ah, we've got a range. I kind of don't like this, actually, so we're not going to do that. A little bit of an enhancement to the yellow. And a bit of the saturation. Oh, it looks a bit mustard, doesn't it? Ketchup and mustard. Ketchup and mustard? Makeup only. Do you think you do this kind of stream for portrait shots? Maybe some frequency separation, etc. This is super fun. Yeah, I would like to redo live streams. This channel isn't monetized yet, and I have a bit of a goal to do that. So, I would like this to be a passion project that kind of pays for itself eventually. So I think I will introduce other types of photography into it. I love portraits. I don't like people. Therefore, do you see my problem? Stupid. Yeah, we'll do a little bit more, a bit of luminance, and then we'll do a bit red. A little bit of saturation, a little bit of hue, a little bit of saturation. A little bit of luminance. Has that increased the focal point? It's really peaceful, this image, isn't it? Really peaceful. I know. The thing is, animal portraits. There you go. That's cute, isn't it? I like that. We did have to edit away a spot of dirt on this lady. I know. There she is. A little speckle. This single speck. I don't often, to be honest, on this lens, because the point of this lens is like vintage dreaminess, I often don't remove bits and bobs. I have to be careful with this one because there is AI in this tool, isn't there? And I don't, unfortunately, as soon as you do a slight change to an image with AI, if you post it anywhere, it's like, made with AI. I'm like, this image has not been made with AI. I've used one single spot to remove something. I hate it so much. Hate it. Marzipan. Thank you. Yeah, so I do portraits of my friends, boyfriend, dog, family members. Love, absolutely love. Love, love, love. But the idea of having to work with strangers every day makes me feel quite uncomfortable and a bit sick. So I won't. She is a bit, when will my husband return from the war? Biscuit loves to do this at the moment. He sits at the window looking outside and I'm like, it's fine. There is a clone tool. Is it he? There's one that says, oh, hang on, let's wait for the thing to pop up. Heal. Is it that one? That's the one that's not AI. Is it? So it must be remove then. That's AI. Yeah, that looks pretty AI, doesn't it? Generative remove. Yeah, anything with the word generative is AI in my opinion. So the heal tool is fine. We can just click that there, and it won't be flagged anywhere with like, oh, made with AI, girl. She's not real. There we go. She's no longer filthy. Imagine if I'd used the remove tool. It would be like, this image is AI. Oh no, you've used spot healing as well. Ugh. I had a picture of Biscuit rejected from Shutterstock because they were like, this image is AI. And I was like, it really isn't. It is my dog. And then I sent them another photo of him and they were like, okay, that's fine. I was like, ugh. Sorry, I'm going to butcher this. In hints of blue. Oh, in hints of blue. In hints of blue. Hopefully that's the case. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. Am I going to post these anywhere? I don't know. They'll just be going on YouTube. And YouTube also has a, have you used AI in this? What's this little speck in the water here? If I've removed a speck of dirt from her neck, what's that? Is that perhaps a bug? Are you and a baby on a walk? Because buggy. Sometimes I don't like to remove imperfections. Sometimes life is all about the imperfections. Like, I actually think I prefer it before with a little thing in it. Like, that makes it a bit interesting. If it adds to the story, don't remove it. If it was something like a floating turd, obviously, perhaps that should go. I think, ironically, if this was taken with a black mist filter, or a mist filter at all, this would have been so dreamy. But I like it so far. Right, let's see what we can play with here. Dehaze. She doesn't need a lot of dehazing. I like what it is. If I turn the clarity up. Oh, that's starting to look very... It's going to sound rude, but very, like, GCSE. Oh! A beauty... season 1. Drag Race Season 1. GCSE. Drag Race Season 1. GCSE. No, there's nothing wrong with GCSEs. No. Does the texture do what she's meant to? Oh, ugh. Don't like that. No, we'll keep this. I want this to be so minimal, but I think we can play around with the vibrancy. A little bit of vibrance. If I whack up the saturation. Oh, maximum saturation only really affects the area. Or it does give a bit of a little piss stain on her tail feather, so maybe we won't do that. Oh, mummy's little tail feather. It's very elegant. Bit elegant gull. Gully hole. I think... No, she can do with a bit more drama, couldn't she? This is where we do have to start playing with a bit of this. Oh. Highlights down, highlights up. No. Maybe a bit more contrast? No, GCSE. I feel like the nuance of an image like this will be in the greys. Me talking about aliens. Not me talking about aliens. I don't want to do any... I don't like where any of this is going, actually. Maybe... deeper shadows? Okay, the shadows are quite nice and subtle. Maybe we'll do a little bit deeper shadows. Highlights. Do I want any of them? It makes it look a bit sickly if the highlights are too low. Maybe we'll do +3. Not 9, we'll do 3. AI won't flag a lot of AI artwork, but we'll flag you for using a tool. I honestly think it's because there has to be something either in the metadata or something. You know, there has to be something on these images that we're not seeing that's flagging them as AI, because how would you know you've used a remove tool? Like, a remove tool isn't anything new, is it? Is that a bird? It is, yes. A bourgeoisie. Would you create photography classes on sites like Skillshare? Would that be financially worth it for you? I think it would actually be very financially worth it for me. I don't think I would do it on Skillshare. I think I would do it as a course. You know, like a video-based private course, maybe? On my... Maybe if I had my own little, like, website? Maybe? Smells like I do. I have in here. This is what I will sometimes use. This one. This is my Hoya 77. This only really fits on Sigma lenses that I have. Some of the bigger Sigma lenses. This is a polarizing light filter. It takes away reflections. So you can actually like take photos in streams and take away the glare of the top of the surface. You can actually take photos of things underneath the water. It's very fascinating. I used to use this on stream because I liked the idea of taking the reflections out of my eyes, and it kind of gives you a little bit of like uncanny valley. But yes, I do like a filter. On my DJI, I quite often keep the black mist filter on. In fact, in the last video, if you go back and watch, you'll notice the lights are very dreamy and 80s effect, and that's because I had a black mist filter on the entire time. But yes, love a polarizing light. A photography course. I think I could do it. I don't like pricing things extortionately, though, you know? So I think I'd price it competitively, but also I'm not a professional photographer. This is... I guess I am, in a way, a professional videographer, because that's my job. Like, YouTube doing all this with video is very true. I feel like photography is still a lot more artsy, in a way. I don't know, if I just made that up, I might have pulled that completely out of nowhere, because videography is also artwork. Think about any product advert you've ever seen. That is art. Oh, terminology. Right, let me have a little look at the original. I don't expect a wow factor here, but everybody clap. Wow! The edges are slightly more contrast. Wow. Almost not worth it, isn't it? But I love a subtle edit. I think when it is necessary, it's such a cute little thing. I love it. Love a subtle edit. But yes. All right, my love. So we edited how many pictures today? We did 1, 2, 3. We did 4 pictures in 2 hours. I'm not speedy, am I? Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you. I have problems taking pictures of moving people. Karen Kia, what are you wanting to the outcome to be? Is the problem that you're having them blurred, like they're moving, or is it that you want that and that's not happening? The key here is shutter speed. If your shutter speed is too low, you won't get a sharp picture when someone is moving. It needs to be really high. And then, of course, with that, depending if you're outside or inside, you don't want blurred. High shutter speed, something over 200, 250, over 250, I would say. But then you're also going to have to increase your ISO for that. Unless you have great lighting, yeah. If you're outside, you can do it a lot more. If you have a flash, you can even do that even better. Otherwise, you need your ISO to be quite a high number. Depending on the camera you're on, depends on how high that can go. Yes. You're welcome, Karen. Yeah, I would, if you want a little bit more information on that, search for, on Google, like, shutter speed, stop motion. Shutter speed and stopping motion. Or shutter speed and blur. And that you'll find a lot more information on it. Because that's the problem that I think you're having. But, my lovelies, overall today, I think my favorite image, I've got 2 actually. I really like the dragonfly. I really like this one. It tells a story. But I think Moolinda has stolen the show because this is artwork, mama. This is oh, the horses are beautiful, aren't they? I'd love to go and get them properly, like really revisit and do properly. I'd like to also do something with these crows at some point. Who knows? Maybe there'll be another live stream in the future. But yeah, I Moolinda, she stole the show, didn't she? I'm very, very pleased with how this one turned out. This was a little bit less photography, a little bit more image retouching. But still. Oh dear, don't burn your house down. But my loves, thank you so much for joining me here today. Should we head back to the intro section? I'm going to keep this video up and live so that you can go back and rewatch or comment, share, like, whatever. I'm trying to make every upload on this channel happen every Sunday. I mean, it does take a couple of steps back in my life sometimes because this is a hobby for me. And I'm very much a huge fan of, like, don't make all your hobbies into jobs because then life is very painful. But yes, I think I'm going to be doing more live streams in the future. Maybe not all the time. But yes, my next upload will be on Sunday, the Sunday coming, in which I will be doing another AI project. Can AI make a viral video? Very specific to a specific topic. So I'm hoping that you all enjoy that when that comes out. That should be next Sunday. I have to go and do a couple of reshoots on it because I've got a lens error. So I'm sending that back to get fixed, which is fun, isn't it? Isn't that fun? Love that. But yes, my lovelies, thank you so much for joining me here today. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give it a like, leave a little comment, share it if you like, my lovelies. It's been wonderful reconnecting with you all for something that I'm very passionate about, which is absolute nonsense in cameras. I think I'm going to post these photos somewhere. I don't really know where just yet. I don't really know what I'm doing with this channel yet. Do you get that vibe? Like, I have some clear ideas, but this could really go to the stars if I want it to. But I just need to, like, hone it in first. But yes, my lovelies, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your Sunday, wherever you are in the world. I will have a brand new video up on my main channel tomorrow night. It's another TikTok reaction video, and this time, it's a bit wild. Just gonna leave it with that. Very unhinged. But, my loves, with that, I will see you next time. So, have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you, guys. Au revoir. Au revoir, bye-bye. Au revoir, bye. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.